How's it going, everyone? So this show is called the Mid-Season Wrap-Up, and essentially what it is it's a show covering the shows that I watch currently and the mid-season finales, what I liked, what I didn't like about the shows that I am currently enjoying. Now, first things first, I want to touch on Gotham. Now, when the show first came out, I was completely underwhelmed, and I thought the first couple episodes were weak. And then after that, I loved the show. You know, it really started to pick up. It developed Jim Gordon in a way that we hadn't seen in the first 3 episodes, which is when they really should have started his development. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Alfred until recently. I didn't necessarily like how aggressive this Alfred was until he kind of took Bruce under his wing and teaching him how to fight and how to be brave and how to overcome fear. I gotta say though, the mid-season finale was very underwhelming. It felt like another episode of the show, and the mid-season finale should be the thing that excites you for the next part of the season. I did enjoy it, it just felt like another episode to me. But that's not saying it's anything on the actor's part. You know, I love Ben McKenzie. I've been a fan of his since the OC days, and I think the kid playing Bruce is awesome. I think he is a talented young actor. Same with the actress playing Selena Kyle. I think they're both very talented. You know, Jada Pinkett Smith is killer as Fish Mooney. You know, the Penguin in the show is impeccable. I love what they've done with the character. But all in all, this episode just felt like another episode to me. It didn't feel like it was that special, and I know it should have, but it just didn't. It didn't resonate with me on the point of making me think, okay, I gotta go back and watch more episodes, you know, rewatch them, see what I've missed. This episode just didn't hook me like the mid-season finale should have. Now on to the next show, that is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. was a show that I joined very late. It was September that I started watching. I caught up when the disc set of the first season was released. I marathoned through it, and I didn't really like the first couple episodes. You know, it was a little bit tough to get through, but some of my friends were really pushing it and talking about how much they loved it, so I figured I had to give it at least the whole season. And by around episode 10, I was hooked. You know, the first season really picked up, and then it brought in the whole Captain America Winter Soldier storyline and the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I loved it. I thought it was great. And I truly grew to hate Ward, which is what we're supposed to do. I cannot stand Ward because of what he's done, especially trying to kill Fitzsimmons. It was one of those moments that I was freaking out at my TV screen thinking, Ward, what are you doing? Those are your friends. And I thought the first season ended really great, but when it picked up for the second season, it almost felt like when a show has been on for so long and they need to do a dramatic change to keep your attention, so they change everything up. That's what it felt like for this show, but only in its second season. You know, down to character style changes, like Skye looks completely different from how she looked in the first season. Now we've got multiple new characters in the show. I'm not saying don't add them, but I'm saying add them a little bit more subtly rather than just here's a whole new cast that you have to deal with. This season, it didn't do it for me. Every climactic episode was something that it should have been more. I thought, okay, that was a great S.H.I.E.L.D. episode, but it was great for a S.H.I.E.L.D. episode. If it was any other show, I don't think it would have hit the same note. That being said, I think it's great that now we know that Skye is Daisy Johnson. If you don't know who she is, she's also known as Quake. We find out who her dad is. I think what happened with Skye and Ward was awesome. I think it was, you know, the best thing that could have happened in that situation, because I freaking hate Ward. You know, I can't stand what he did to Fitzsimmons. I can't stand everything he's done. He's creepy now. If S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't pick up soon, you know, they are the thing building up to Age of Ultron. They are the next thing. Before it was, you know, Thor 2 and Captain America 2 building up to storylines in S.H.I.E.L.D., and now it's S.H.I.E.L.D. building up to a storyline in Avengers 2, and they need to step it up, in my opinion. I found the episode to be good. Again, not great. I thought it was good for a S.H.I.E.L.D. episode, but not great as a show in general. On a side note, you know, 2 of my favorite characters from the show would be Fitz and Simmons. And starting with season 2, I could not stand Simmons for what she did to Fitz. You know, this is gonna be my little rant here. Spoiler alert, this is my rant. I hate Simmons for this reason. Her best friend, who she clearly had a lot of chemistry with, she made him a damn sandwich, his favorite sandwich, on a mission that could kill him. You know, like, there's all these hints that there was something more there. He risked his life to save her. He almost died, and in doing that, he lost the one thing that made him special, his intelligence. He lost that trying to save her, and it drives me nuts that at the beginning of this season, she left him because he told her how he felt, and she didn't feel the same way. It drives me insane, and a lot of people call me crazy for this. The way I see it is, if a friend risks their life for you, you're automatically obligated to fall in love with them. It's just the way the world should work. Simmons, get on my level. You need to understand me. You need to understand Fitz and what he's going through, and you need to date the guy. Like, writers of S.H.I.E.L.D., stop being stupid and put them together, please. I'm probably not even going to be satisfied with their inevitable relationship because it's not going to be what I've painted in my head, but it's going to happen, and that'll be so sweet when it does, because if anything happens with her and Triplet, done deal for me. I will be mad. If anything happens with Fitz and Mac, though, that is something that I'm predicting for down the line. I think there's a bit too much chemistry there for two straight characters, if you know what I mean. Now on to my two favorite mid-season finales from this year. So I'm going to start with The Flash. The Flash, I thought, was great. We finally see the Reverse Flash. We finally get to see him stand off against Barry. And you also see Barry finally tell Iris he's in love with her. At the same time, I want Barry to get over Iris and start dating the cute lab assistant, whose name is slipping my mind right now. I believe it's Caitlin. Okay, we know that she's not going to be with Ronnie, so just date, please. She wants to be done with Ronnie. You should be done with Iris, just saying. I'm starting to sound like I'm an angry teenage girl or a scorned woman who's been through a bad breakup. So the Flash mid-season finale I thought was great because you see Harrison Wells fighting off or getting his ass kicked by the Reverse Flash. You see the Reverse Flash saving Eddie's life. You see him not kill Iris's dad. You also see that Cisco has picked up on the fact that there were two streaks of lightning, so it's starting to be a realistic thing of Barry may have been there too, but from the future, in the past, to save him instead of his mom, or it could be another Flash. My guess is it could potentially be, it could be Barry, it could be Bart Allen or Wally West. I'm assuming that it's Barry. And you know how in all of Harrison Wells' newspaper reports of the Flash disappearing in Crisis, I think what happened is him and the Reverse Flash go back in time. Reverse Flash is there to kill Barry, kills his mom, and Barry, to save himself, to save the world, moves him out of the way and then goes and fights the Reverse Flash, and then he disappears. I think maybe Barry is stuck back in time, and that Barry happens to be Harrison Wells. I think they look way too similar to not be the same person. People are saying he's the Reverse Flash, but what I think happened is, because there's this whole time thing going on, I think that there's multiple Reverse Flashes in this universe. This is going to sound very, very confusing and convoluted, but this is, okay, I'm going to draw it out for you. So, Reverse Flash goes back in time to kill Barry's mom and Barry. Barry goes back in time, stops himself from dying, fights off the Reverse Flash, somehow loses his powers, and then somehow kills that Reverse Flash and gets his suit. That's why Harrison Wells has the suit. And then another version of the Reverse Flash is somehow in this universe, and I think that Reverse Flash is none other than Eddie. Because there is a version of the Reverse Flash where he is Eddie, and the Reverse Flash did not harm, did not beat up, did not kill Eddie. He saved Joe, who happens to be his girlfriend slash roommate's dad. He almost killed Harrison Wells, who he may know is the Flash, and You know, there's rumors that maybe Cisco's eventually going to call Harrison Wells Professor Zoom, which could be a little like throwback, but we saw Harrison's ring. I don't think that he's a Reverse Flash. You know, at the end when he said Merry Christmas and he had the vibrating voice, people think it's a Reverse Flash, but Barry can do the exact same thing. So this is my theory. I think I've stumbled upon something great. Half of this theory was kind of created sitting right here, but I had an inkling. So you know what? Thank you guys for helping me develop this theory. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe and share because this is a fun video to make. And now for the top of the mid-season finales. Damn. Oliver freaking Queen dies. I guess I should have said spoiler in case you haven't seen it yet, but then again this whole episode is spoilers. Oliver Queen dies. Oh my gosh. It was... I know they're setting up for a Lazarus Pit. It's so obvious, but it was so awesome. I did not expect it. Oliver gets the shank, and then Roz was nice enough, let's say nice enough, to pray for him, and then kick him off the cliff. He prayed for him. It's better than most. Good on you, Roz. Or Raish, depending on how you pronounce it. I always pronounce it Roz. Some people pronounce it Raish. Up to you. I think this Ra's al Ghul, I'll say that now. I think this Ra's al Ghul is a lot better than I expected. When I saw the casting, I was like, okay, he hasn't been in all that much, so I can't really go back and judge him. I thought he could kind of look cool. When I saw him on the show, I was like, okay, you're alright. When he took off his shirt, I was like, you know what, like, you're not even that intimidating. But when they started fighting, the way he moved his body, how fluid he was, that was intimidating. Now I'm starting to think, okay, you're a lot better than I expected. I like how the show kind of hints at the Lazarus Pit because he talks about how his previous duel was 67 years prior, and that guy does not look like he's been around to have lived even to 67 years. So it kind of hints at the whole Lazarus Pit type of thing. It's confirmed that Tommy Merlin's coming back. They haven't confirmed how, whether it was in flashbacks permanently or not, but my guess is Tommy Merlin, Lazarus Pit. That's why Malcolm Merlin and Thea were gone. Maybe Thea doesn't know because clearly she doesn't know everything about her dad. Maybe Malcolm and Thea were overseas to save Tommy's life, and now he's going to come back and he's going to be a skilled fighter because Tommy didn't really have all that much character development until the last little bit of season 1. And I was really bummed to see him go because he started to become an awesome character. But now we've got the real Black Canary coming, and that I'm excited for. I bet we're going to start seeing her in the beginning of the first part of the second half of the third season. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for it. I think Roy's going to have to start stepping it up because if you've noticed, Roy has had like no dialogue. He's not had a single monologue. You know, in this mid-season finale, I believe he may have had the one line of saying, let's give him some space. That may have even been Diggle. I can't even remember clearly who said that, but one of them said it to each other. But the show all around was great. I thought the mid-season finale got me going. It was the type of finale that when I heard about the duel, when I heard about Thea being the murderer, did not expect that. I do like Ray Palmer. Brandon Routh, I think, is a much better subplot character than he was in Superman Returns. He does look Superman-esque as a person, but he just doesn't fit the Superman persona. I think a good mid-season finale has to make you feel something, and I thought this episode did just that. It made me feel anxious for the next episode. It made me feel terrible for Felicity and Oliver having to say their goodbyes like that, and Oliver dropping the L-bomb as he's going off to death. You know, he never really got that moment with Thea, like the real moment to tell her who he was and what he was doing and that he was doing it for her. But I'm super excited for his comeback, for Laurel being the Black Canary, for Arsenal finally playing a part, for maybe Diggle getting a damn mask that is not the damn ski mask. Why does he not get a real mask? Tell me. But that aside, I love this show. Arrow's got to be my top show, my number one, my baby. I love this show. I've talked so many people into watching it. I got this right here. I've got a Stephen Amell poster to kind of make me want to get in shape. I'm a huge fan of this show, and I think that they did an amazing job with this mid-season finale. It really made me care. It made me realize that Oliver is a vulnerable person. He's not invincible. You know, the main characters of shows, you always think they're invincible, and you realize that he's not. He died, and I think coming back now, he will become the Green Arrow. It will no longer just be the Arrow. I think this resurrection will be what creates him almost, in almost like a second origin story. I want to say, Flash, Arrow, CW, you're doing it right. I'd say the 2 episodes are tied because Arrow shocked me. It really shocked me. It got me like jumping out of my seat, texting my friends like, did you watch this? Oh my god, Oliver's dead. I screamed a little bit, maybe cried on my mother's shoulder a little bit. True story, not lying. No actual tears were shed. But The Flash made me feel something too. I think that these were the top 2 mid-season finales. Don't get me wrong, I watched other shows. I watched the originals, I watched Vampire Diaries, I watched Gotham, I watched a bunch of stuff. These were the top 2. And that being said, my top 4 would be Gotham, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Flash, and Arrow. I want to know more. I'm pretty sure my Flash theory is 100% correct. Tell me what you think. Tell me who you think the Reverse Flash is in the comments below. Tweet this video, and just so you know, we may be doing a giveaway as a celebration for the launch of this channel, this blog, and this, I guess, family, because this is what it's going to be. You guys are now going to be our family. And just so you know, Stephanie and I are really looking forward to where all of this is going. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for any support that you're giving us. Have a good one. See ya.